Okay, good morning, learners. Let us start from where we have left in the last video. Let us see various data structures that are available under Python. Here we have list to be discussed as the first data structure. It is the most important data structure which helps us to work as if we worked with arrays. But we have different kinds of data types to be stored in lists. Means you need not compromise like in the case of arrays to store only homogeneous types of data. You can also store multiple types of data in a list. So let us start with how to create a list first. In order to create a list, you can just give the declaration for the variable. Rather than declaration, we can say it as assign some value to the list variable directly. So when we give li equal to some list of numbers, the entire list will be saved in the li variable. So I'll try to explain this with a example. Now when we take a list like this, we are going to take the list variable and assign some list of numbers, say 3, 8, 6, 7, 4, right? This is the list of numbers that we have assigned to the list object li. Rather than calling it a variable, let us call it as object, because in Python we treat every data type as a class and every instance of that class to be the object, right? So here we are using li and assigning these list of numbers to this li. Now how does the indexing exist? The index numbers for these list items start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I say list of 0, you'll be able to locate the number 3. When I say list of 3, it gives us the number 7. Now list also has reverse indexing of the reverse numbering of the indexes. So the reverse numbering of the indexes start from -1 from the back side, from the reverse side, -2, -3, -4, and -5, right? So you can use the index numbers from front side or from the backward side, but you have to remember what is the exact index number that represents a particular number in the list. Now if you take li of -2, that again represents 7. So li of 3 and li of -2 both will give the same number, but this is with positive index number and this is with the negative index number. Now you can also store different kinds of data in a list. You can store a number, say number of a student. You can store his name, say ABC, and you can store his percentage that he obtained in the exams, 95.56%. You can add the symbol, just you can give the details, 95.56. Now you can see that it stored an integer value, a string value, and a float value. This is the flexibility that is offered by list when compared to arrays. And in the and the difference is you have the reverse index numbering. Now, another important topic with lists is slicing. You should be able to slice the items in the list. Say you are interested sometimes only in part of the list items, not all the items. So you should be able to select those required numbers separately. In that case, slicing will help us. Slicing will help us to denote the numbering by using, say, the 0 and doesn't mention anything on the other side in the slicing operation. In such cases, the retrieval of the number starts from 0 and it can go on till the end until all the elements in the list are completed to be retrieved. Right? In this case, you will get the output as 3, 8, 6, 7 and 4. All the numbers are retrieved. Now, for this, if I give some ending point, say 3, in such cases, one index number before the ending point, till there the list elements will be retrieved. So the elements retrieved here will be 3, 8 and 6. Though 7 has the index number 3, it will not be retrieved because list items will be retrieved one element, one index number before what is mentioned as the endpoint. So it retrieves 3, 8 and 6. Now if you just starting index number, so it assumes that it has to retrieve the numbers from the beginning of the list. So it takes 3, 8 and 6 like in the previous case, right? So mentioning a 0 or not mentioning any index number will give us the same result. Mentioning 0 will make the compiler retrieve the list items from the beginning, or not mentioning anything will make it assume that it has to retrieve the numbers from the beginning of the list. So this retrieves 3, 8 and 6. If I don't mention the starting index number as well as the ending index number, in such cases there is no limitation on the starting, so it begins right from the 0th index number, and I didn't give any end point also, so it retrieves till the last index number. So this retrieves the entire list 3, 8, 6, 7 and 4. Right? Now if you want to step the values, say 0, and I want to retrieve the elements till 4 with a step value of 2. Means I have to skip every alternative element. In this case, what will be the result? I am starting from beginning of the list, so 3. But when I am going to the next element, I have a condition that I have to skip one element. Alternative element has to be retrieved. So next element will be 6. The next element will be 4, but actually the index number is 4 and only till 4 it has to, the endpoint is given as 4, means it will retrieve only till the index number 3. But 7 will be skipped because you have given the step number as 2. So you will finally get the numbers as 3 and 6. 4 will not be retrieved because it stops with third index number, and you should also understand here that every alternative element has been skipped. Okay, so this is how the list indexes work. Now how to work with negative index numbers. Now say, let us take a fresh list 2, 9, 17, 20, 21, and let us consider only the negative indexing. In this case, if you give list of -5, then it will retrieve the number 2. If you give list of -1, then it will retrieve the number 21. Now if you want to give it with the slicing, give these index numbers with slicing, then if you give -5 to -2, you wanted the compiler to retrieve the numbers right from index number -5 to -2. Now what elements will be retrieved? 2, 9, 17 and -2. This value is not retrieved because that is the end point. So one index number before, till one index number before it will be considered. So your result will be 2, 9 and 17. Now list will behave in a tricky manner if you give the same slicing in this way. Now you can think that this slicing is also correct, but actually displays empty list because you have given the slicing index numbers for slicing in the reverse order from -2 to -5 means the compiler will not understand that -2 appears after -5. If there is -5 that is mentioned as the starting point, from there it starts traversing the list. But if you give -2, it tries to traverse in the forward direction, not in the reverse direction. In this case, it doesn't understand about what elements that have to be retrieved. So it gives a empty list. In this case, to rectify our mistake, you can just give -1 here. So you give the slicing as list -2 -5, -2 to -5 with reverse traversal. The step value, what we mention it in the reverse way. We ask it to step in the reverse way. We ask it to traverse the list in the reverse manner by mentioning as -1. So this guides the compiler to start with -2 and asks it to traverse the list elements in the reverse direction, right? So this will retrieve for us the values 20, 20, 17, 9 and 2 will not be retrieved, right? This is how the list work. Now let us go back to our Anaconda platform, our Jupyter notebook and see how the lists work. Now in the first part, we have declared a list and trying to print it. So it will be printed as it is. Now we are trying to retrieve the first index number value. So that will retrieve 2 for us. And if you display the entire list, yes, it will be displayed. Now, if you want to sort the list, rather than saying sort, if you want the list to be rendered in a sorted way, when the list has to be rendered in a sorted way, then you can use the method sorted. Now this method sorted will get the list items and render it in a sorted manner. So when you store it in a, or let us first see the simple command of sorted li. So when we say sorted li, you can see that the list items are sorted. These are the list items that appear in a sorted manner. But when you print the list again, you can see the list items are not sorted. What is happening here? The actual list items are not modified because of this sorted function. This sorted function will make the list to be rendered in a sorted manner on the output, but it is not actually sorted. But if you want to sort the elements, you can save it in a different list like this. You can save it in a different, sorry. Yes, you can save it in a different list like this so that the sorted list will be stored in a new list. And when you display that new list, once you execute this and display the new list, then the elements will be saved for us in a new list in a sorted order. Still, if you want to sort the elements in the list itself, modify the list itself so that it has the sorted elements. In that case, you can use li.sort. This is the subtle difference between the two functions, sorted and sort. This li.sort will make the actual list elements to be sorted. So when I execute this, all the list items will be sorted, and when you print them, you can see the original elements in the list li are sorted. Right? Now, if you want to print the list items using slicing, when you don't mention the starting point and the ending point, you get all the elements displayed. But when you give some starting index number and the ending index number, then you will have only those elements printed. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Till the fifth index number, the elements are not printed, but one index number less than 5. So till 4, these elements will be printed in the output. Now, if you give 0 to 7, what will be printed? Just try to make a guess. From 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all the elements in the list will be printed. Now, if you don't mention the starting point and just give the ending point, it assumes the index number to be 0 as the starting point. Until fourth index number, the elements will be displayed. Right? Now, if you want to print the list in a reverse order, in such cases, you can give the step as -1. Here we haven't mentioned any starting number or ending number, but it is just giving the list in the reverse direction. So the list is printed in the reverse direction. And if you want to print only the alternative elements, then here we haven't mentioned any starting number, ending number. That is optional. You can mention the starting index number and ending index number. So, and when you give the step number as 2, it will be the alternative number that is printed. So you can see that 1, 3, 6, and 9 are printed. Now, when you create a new list and try to retrieve in the reverse direction, I have explained you with an example how the reverse numbering works, right? Negative index numbering works. It starts from -6 and ends with -4. So -6 and -5, these two negative index numbers will be printed. Now I can show you if we give 4 and if we give 6, it just doesn't print anything. Why? Because you haven't given the reverse step. You haven't mentioned that the compiler has to work in the reverse direction to retrieve the elements. So we have so here the elements are not retrieved at all. Now, in order to rectify this mistake, you can just give -1. So you guide it to retrieve the elements in the reverse direction. So you can see that the elements from -4 to -6 means till -5. The values are printed. That is 9 and 2. Okay, so this is the values that are printed. When you print the entire list, if it has some redundant values, if it has some repeated values, duplicate values, in order to get unique values from the list, you can use another data structure called as set. Set will help us to store the values without any repetitions. So when you give set of li, you can get the values as 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 9. You can see that this repeated value 6 is avoided because you're type converting the list into a set, which will entertain only unique values, not the redundant values. Dictionaries we'll see in the next video.